Hello and welcome to How Should I Know? I am your host, Dusty Adato. I've got a bunch of fun categories for you tonight. I've got weird presidential pets. I've got the easiest way to win a Grammy. I've got ridiculous names and I've got ridiculous sports. But what I don't have that's ridiculous is contestants. All of those people are amazing. Let me introduce them to you. First up, Shamarah. Shamarah, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Uh-oh. I'm doing really great.
What's uh-oh? Why are you uh-ohing?
Is it delayed for just me?
No, you're always gonna see a delay because it's coming like all around. Don't you worry about it. You're good. You're good.
You got it.
Our next guest, the new kid on the block, because Shamarah is a pro at this. She's done it before. The new kid on the block, Ben Jones. How you doing, new kid on the block?
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm really honored and scared to death and can't get used to this slow thing.
Okay. And a returning champion, Joel Shaughnessy. Joel, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm doing good.
You're doing good? Okay.
I'm doing well. Sorry, I have to say it.
For those of you who have not seen the show before, we ask a bunch of trivia questions. We give points for right answers. We give points for funny answers. We give points for whatever reason. If people ask for points, sometimes they get them, sometimes they don't. I decide. The points are, whatever. And then at the end, we have 4 rounds, 5 questions each. And at the end, there's one final How Should I Know question. And whoever gets that right is the smarter person on the internet for the next 2 weeks. Joel has already had that experience. Joel, what was that like?
Wow. I'm just been living in the shadow of that moment ever since. Honestly, I think Sonia Nam took it from me. And I don't know. I really wish you hadn't asked me because I didn't want to think about that tonight. I just wanted to be zen and in the moment. But yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I bummed you out. Are you guys ready to get into our first category?
Can I ask a quick question?
Of course you can.
I'm not competitive at all, but I was wondering because I'm going up against 2 people that are experienced if I might have some free points.
Yes. Yes, you may.
You did the Shamarah. Okay, Ben, I see what
All right. Ben's got the early lead. It's got the early lead. But things move quickly here, so you never really know what's going to happen. Let's get into our first category. As I mentioned earlier, inappropriate presidential pets. I will ask you about the presidential pet. You will give me an answer. It'll be fun. I will call on you. Everyone will get a chance to answer. Start out here. John Adams had 3 dogs. The dogs are named Juno, Mark, and what? Shamarah, I'll start with you. What was John Adams' 3rd dog's name? Of course, you know this. I'm sure this is one of those like freebie questions, but
this is the simple. I mean, come on. Obviously, it is Thomas Jefferson, his best friend.
Okay.
Source, Hamilton.
Okay. Ben, what are you thinking?
Well, see, John Adams had sort of a lisp. He was a good guy, so the dog's name was Juno, Mark, and Anthony.
Okay. All right. Joel, what are you thinking?
I think he named it 2.
Juno, Mark, and 2.
Juno, Mark. There's like one of those like synthesizers was like the Juno Mark II or something like that. I think he named it after that.
Okay. Is it just for point accuracy's sake? Is it the number 2? Is it Roman numerals or is it the word 2?
Yeah, it's the 2 letter I's.
2 letter I's. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the actual answer, unfortunately, none of you got it right. Remember the name of this category is inappropriate presidential pets. Satan was the name of his 3rd dog.
Wow.
Well, hey, Thomas Jeff.
Thomas Jefferson had some Satanish qualities. He also had some good qualities. I don't want to fully Hamilton him. I feel like there were probably some, there's a lot of bad. I'll give you that. But, so no points there. But I'm going to give points to Joel for committing to the bit on the 2. So there we go. So, Shamarah, what's happening? You're falling behind already. We got to get points on the board.
Whoa, okay. Attack me, why don't you?
What was the name of Abraham Lincoln's dog that was also assassinated, this time with a knife 2 months after he's dead? You've killed the man, and now you've killed his dog.
No.
What was the name, the famous name of this dog? Ben, I'm going to start with you.
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. Traditionally, Jeremiah is a bullfrog, but it could potentially be a dog. It could be a dog.
Check your history.
Okay. Shamarah, I'm coming over to you. What's the name of his dog?
Well, it's interesting because this dog's name was it was an ironic pun.
Mm-hmm.
It was Siccum Semper Tyrannis.
I like it. It's definitely right, I'm sure. And Joel, what do you got here?
Honestly, I don't remember the dog. I remember the dog assassin was like Rover Spot Bingo, right? Because there are always 3 names.
Yep. So he was killed by another dog. Is what you're saying?
Yeah. Oh,
another dog with a knife came and killed this dog. That's the argument you're gonna go with. Okay.
I think the dog's name was Beeb.
Beeb. Okay.
There was Abe Lincoln and there was Beeb Lincoln was the dog. The cat was Seeb Lincoln.
Actually, this is one of those ones that you maybe could have guessed if you just went with real generic. Fido was the name of his dog.
Oh.
Fido became the name, the standard name of a dog after that because the assassinated dog was one of the most famous dogs because of its assassination and it's tied to Lincoln. So that's where we get Fido as a popular fake dog's name.
Wow.
So
Who assassinated it?
I don't that wasn't in the article
Dido.
that I read.
The singer, yeah.
Get down with that ship.
I'm gonna give points to Shamarah because I liked her answer best, and it keeps it all tied up. So brings us to question number 3. What publication shares a name with William McKinley's Parrot? Joel, what do you think?
Hustler McKinley.
Hustler McKinley.
Hustler McKinley. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
all pets obviously have
All right.
the owner's last name.
All right. I'm already giving you points for that one.
Thank
So, Ben, what do you think?
I don't think I know.
You know.
Harper's Bazaar.
Okay. I'm also giving you points for that. Shamarah, what do you got? There's a lot of pressure because.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Washington Post. I'm between the Washington Post and Highlights. You know that magazine
Okay.
in the documents.
Okay. Joy is going with the Wall Street Journal.
Go to watch. I don't know. Should I decide? Can you choose which one of the two for me?
Yes, I will. I will decide which one of the two for you. You are going with Washington Post.
Yeah.
Because Washington Post is the answer.
Whoa.
So, points to Shamarah.
Wow.
Double points because I gave everybody else points and you got it right. And it's a long shot. So Washington Post, he could sing Yankee Doodle Dandy, and he had the ridiculous name for a parrot that you could have. All right, Teddy Roosevelt had a pet named Jonathan Edwards, which was what type of animal? I'm talking about Teddy Roosevelt and his pet Shamarah. Why don't you go first? Since maybe you're on a roll here. Maybe you get 2 for 2. What kind of pet would Teddy Roosevelt have?
The vibes are telling me it's an owl. I'm very sure it's an owl.
You're very sure it's an owl. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ben?
I think wildebeest.
Wildebeest. What
Yeah.
is it? What is a wildebeest? Can you describe one?
Sure, it has big horns, and it runs and it makes noise, and it's very muscular, and it's sometimes eaten by alligators.
All right. Joel. So far,
All right. When I heard Jonathan Edwards, I thought it was going to be a ghost, but Teddy Roosevelt would have had like a tiger or something.
Yeah.
okay.
It's a tiger.
You're gonna go with tiger. Joy in the chat has decided to go with.
Wall Street Journal.
Oh no, wait. She went with bald eagle. I forgot to take the other one out. She went with bald eagle. Unfortunately for you guys, nobody got it right because it was a black bear. It's Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy bear, guys. Teddy bear.
Oh.
This was a free random guess. So you know what? No points for this one. Nobody gets points for messing up Teddy bear. Sorry, but sometimes I have to be mean. And here's one of those times. Teddy Roosevelt also had a laughing hyena because he had a ridiculous number of animals. What was the name of the hyena? Ben, we're coming to you first.
I want to call it Woodrow Wilson.
Woodrow Wilson. Okay.
Yes.
Joel, what do you think?
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger. All right. Yeah. And Shamarah, what do you got?
Black bear.
Black bear. That is a good guess. I appreciate the callbackness of it. But I'm going to go with Bill.
Bill!
Yeah, he had a name Bill. I'm going to give points to Joel because Heath Ledger was my favorite of the fake answers.
Wait, isn't Woodrow a form of Bill? No, it's William.
Yeah, William. Yeah. You were close. You were close.
Black bear starts with B.
Which means going into the second round, Ben's behind. Ben, what are you doing, man?
I'm like laying on the roll. I'm gonna come up like a horse.
Okay.
I know exactly what I'm doing.
All right, no, I believe you. I believe you. Our second category, and the medal goes to. In this category, I'm going to give you an option of 2 sports, one of which I've made up, and one of which is a very real sport. When for each of you, you will guess which is the real sport and tell me why you think that you would actually be pretty good at that sport if you had the opportunity to play it, or potentially why you'd be very bad. I don't know. We'll find out. So let's get into our first sport. Our first sport is chess boxing real, or is checkers wrestling real? Joel, I'll come to you first.
I'm going to say chess boxing is real.
Okay. And would you be any good at it?
I'm not good at chess or boxing, so probably. If you mix them together,
you think you can do both?
Yeah.
Okay.
It takes my weak spots and cuts those out.
Right, because the two wrongs make a right kind of thing. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Ben, what's your guess?
Well, I did a little bit of both. I'm going to go with chess boxing. I had a nickname in boxing. I was known as Canvasback Jones. So, chess boxing.
Is that true? Is that a real thing? Did I get faked out? I got faked out. Okay, fine. Shamarah, are you going to lie to me, or are you going to tell me the truth?
I'm going to tell you the absolute truth. Chess boxing, I changed it. Chess boxing is real, and I would be quite good at it because I feel like a lot of it is like, checkmate, sucker. Like, it feels like it's going to be a battle of the wills and the wits, and that's what it's about.
Okay. Well, guess what, everybody? You're all right. They alternate between boxing and playing chess. There's a clock, so you have to play chess very fast, and there's a countdown of the round. So points for everybody. And I'm going to give an extra set of points to Ben Jones for faking me out and making me think that he actually had a boxing enemy. Because you could, for folks who are not familiar with Ben, there's like a lumberjack photo of him from forever ago where he was pretty much a lumberjack. So he could have also been a boxer. I don't know.
I did box, but that wasn't my nickname.
What did you have a nickname?
Yeah, Yellowback.
Is that okay?
No. Bomber.
More fake out.
Yeah. All right. Is cheese rolling or Jello catching a real sport? Shamarah, we'll start with you. Which of these is real?
I'm all over this. I watch a lot of YouTube documentaries, a lot of reaction shows on YouTube, so I have seen cheese rolling. I've watched it with my own eyes.
Okay.
And I'd be great at it because my signature dish is macaroni and cheese. And you need to know how to like
catch it.
Duck. You gotta get away from the cheese. You want to duck it, and I'm doing this, so I think I'd be good.
Wait, what are you ducking when you're making macaroni and cheese?
No, so those are separate ideas.
Okay.
I'm familiar with cheese, but as the cheese is rolling down the hill, it's big wheels.
Oh, you're dodging cheese.
Yeah, you
on the
gotta
way.
dodge.
Okay. All right. All right. Ben, what are your thoughts?
I hate to go against her because she's so smart, but I've actually done Jello catching, to be honest, and it's kind of a drinking game where you catch Jello, and if you catch Jello, and of course you can't, then you have to drink. But I bet you don't know this: lime Jello is easier to catch and keep in your hands than any other of the flavors.
I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have assumed that the relative transparency would make it harder to catch. I would have gone with cherry all day, every day.
Something to do with the citrus.
All right. The point total is stuck over Ben. Joel, what do you think?
All right. So there's something called feather bowling, which does involve rolling large cheese wheels to like land as close as you can to a feather. I'm going to assume that that's what is being talked about and that that's the real thing. But you could definitely do either of these, like, noun verbs.
Okay, so you're going with cheese?
Cheese rolling, yep.
Cheese rolling, okay. And chat, why does the point thing keeps coming up every time I go to bed? Whatever, bug in the system. And if you're in chat, and I see that you guys are in chat, feel free. I want to know your answers too. Play against these guys, show them who's right and who's wrong. In this case, most people are right, except for Ben, because it is, in fact, cheese rolling. People roll a big wheel of cheese to win more cheese. The whole point of cheese rolling is to win cheese. Preferably not the cheese that you just rolled. So points to Shamarah and points to Joel. All right. Question number 3. Oh, that is bugged all over the place. Arctic freeze tag or hobby horsing. And I'll explain both of these. It's freeze tag, but it's in a very cold weather where you're not allowed to wear a coat or anything like that. You have to just dress in shorts and a t-shirt, but you have to do it where it's freezing. Or hobby horsing, where you run through a course, but you have to have one of those little like sticks with a horse head on the top while you're running and jumping over obstacles the way you would if you were doing equestrian things. Ben, I will come to you first. Which of these do you think is a real thing that people play competitively, potentially for money?
Without a doubt. Hobby horsing.
Hobby horsing? Have you seen it? Have you participated in it? Are you a hobby horser?
I've, at a different age, actually had a stick horse.
Okay. But did you compete with it, or you were just friendly with it?
No, we just kind of galloped around the neighborhood and stopped off for milk and cheese and stuff.
Okay. All right. Shamarah, I'm coming to you next. Did you also go around the neighborhood with a horse head on a stick?
That's my personal business. So.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I did not mean to.
Well, it was a difficult time, and from that place of pain, I'm going to say hobby horsing is real.
Okay. All right. Joel?
I'm all right, actually. Everything is fine, but
okay,
hobby horsing is real.
I didn't want to break. I didn't realize this would be a trigger warning for you, so I apologize.
I almost went pro. That's the thing, and I think about the life I could have had were it not for that splinter in '92. And
you could have been on the cover of Hobby Horsing magazine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
just need a moment.
Joel, were you a competitive, almost professional athlete in any of these?
No, both of these guys are lying to you.
What?
Yeah. Arctic freeze tag. So you know how there's like the polar bear club, people go in the ocean when it's freezing out, New Year's Day, things like that. Arctic freeze tag, it's the same deal. People just love the cold.
It's true. And Joy agrees with you. Joy's going with Arctic as well. The actual answer, though, is hobby horsing.
Woo!
So, Joel, I'm sorry. Points go to the other guys. And I think extra points to Shamarah because I feel guilty about encroaching on her private times with hobby horsing. So I don't want to. I want to give points to avoid a lawsuit.
Thank you. And my lawyers will be contacting you, but thank you anyway.
Okay, but I gave you points. Contractually, once I give you points, everything's fine. Which of these sports is real? Is it butt punching, where you punch somebody in the butt, or shin kicking, where you kick somebody in the shin? In both cases, you just keep doing it until the other person falls down or passes out. Joel, I'm coming to you first.
I'm going butt punching.
You're going butt punching? Okay.
I would enjoy that more. Shin kicking, it's like, So
you think butt punching is sort of like a kink thing?
Well, I just think that you can break a shin. You can't break a butt. I mean, I'm sure you're going to prove me wrong. Somebody's going to prove me wrong, but with a punch, unlikely. A butt is made for punching, is what I'm getting at.
Okay. No, that's fair. That is what God intended for butts.
When I was a butt puncher, they used to call me Joel Canvas Bag Shaughnessy.
And I believe that 100%. Ben Jones. Which of these?
Well, here's the deal about anybody can butt punch. Anybody. A person that has no experience can butt punch. A shin kicker needs to be trained. So I have to go with shin kicking, first of all, because it's much more brutal. And you have to kind of have experience.
Okay. Amy in the chat agrees with you. She's also going with Shin.
Yes,
so,
Amy.
Shamarah, what do you think?
Hi, first of all,
you're the tiebreaker here.
I want to say hi, Amy. Thanks for watching. Good to see you. I'm going butt punching as well, and I think it's the physics of it and like the game mechanics, because shin kicking feels like it would devolve on itself. Like the more you get kicked, the less you can kick effectively. And I can see a situation where you delivered a successful shin kick, but you fall because your shins are also injured. So just from that alone, I don't think it would make. I don't think it's got the gams.
Okay.
To be a professional sport, so I'm going butt punching for that.
All right. Well, guys, guess what? Ben beat you guys. It is shin kicking. It is
Never
shin
mind.
kicking. It's an aggressive, horrible sport. So points go to Ben for that.
You wear shin pads?
Physics be damned.
No, you just kick each other real hard until somebody falls down, and I assume it happens relatively quickly. But I'm gonna give extra points to Joel for the statement like butts were made for punching. I feel like we need more sentences like that out there. Roller skating.
Butts were made for punching.
Roller skate football or unicycle hockey. Shamarah, I'm gonna come to you first. I'm sure that you also probably competitively played one of these two. They seem like a thing that is right up your alley.
I mean, I gotta go physics again. Physics steered me wrong, just like it did in college. It steered me wrong last round, but roller skate football feels more real. Like the wheels are gonna get in the way of the hockey puck. I don't see how that works.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's got to be really hard on the defense to just get try to stop somebody. You just get pushed back. Like it feels like the physics of that is crazy. Joel, I'm coming to you next. Joel, what do you think?
I'm thinking unicycle hockey because it's like rugby, except your steed is the single wheeled phenomenon of the unicycle.
Do you mean polo?
Yeah, I definitely mean polo.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess you haven't played rugby the way I play it.
No, I haven't. You're right. That's true. I'm one of those poors who doesn't get to play rugby, so or polo. But I guess you showed me.
Yes, and that is what I do.
Yeah. Ben, what do you think?
I'm going to go with unicycle hockey because it's a lot like polo.
You know what? You are right. It is unicycle hockey.
Oh my gosh.
So points for Joel.
Can I say something?
Points for Ben. Yes, please.
As I was giving my physics breakdown, I literally was thinking to myself, except if it's like polo. But I already had to go with it. Like I knew after I said it, I was like, crap. If they do it to the side, then it's perfect. No.
All right.
I'm thinking it's not ice hockey.
There you go. Joy, I saw your comment late, but Joy wanted to say probably roller skating football, but I want it to be unicycle hockey. Guess what? It is unicycle hockey. So, so now we are 2 rounds in, and 2 rounds in, Ben, you're still behind, but it's close. There's a lot of there's a lot going on, and really it doesn't really matter till we get to the end anyway. But you're doing good. You're the new guy. These guys have played before, so they have.
I know. I'm expecting a big surge with the blue states toward the end.
Oh my
All right, our third category, on to the Grammy. For folks who don't know this, I will brag about it for a moment. I've actually won an Emmy back in the day in 2018, and I will mention that to anybody who will listen. I believe it's like in the back of the shot somewhere. So
wow,
of course, that means I got to go for the EGOT. And I got, if you're going to do it, you go for the natural EGOT. You go for the Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony in that order. Otherwise, it's cheating. I think we can all agree that it's cheating if you don't do it in order. So, which means I got to go for the Grammy next. So the first thing that I did when I realized I had to go for the Grammy is look for the easiest possible categories to win. And I found 5 of what I think are the easiest categories to win. I will present you with 2 options, one of which is an actual category that people get a Grammy for right now, and one of them I completely made up. So here we go. Our first category, or our first question is best album box design or best album title something that gets you a full-on Grammy for? Shamarah, I'm going to come to you first, as the person who is most likely, out of any of us, to actually win a Grammy. What do you think?
First of all, that's the sweetest thing I've ever heard. Thank you.
Sure.
I'm trying to figure out what an album box is.
It's like when you like if you buy a CD or buy like a record, it's basically the thing that it comes in. It's the container that it comes in. So,
Box is an interesting title for. It's not like a case. I thought they were called them cases.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the formal version. It's when you're talking like when the Grammys couldn't say case; they have to say box because they're very proper.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's the right one. I don't know if it's the right one. So don't get caught up on it.
I'm gonna go title. I feel like those get more creative every year. I want to see the Grammy for that.
Okay, all right. And do you think you could win that? Do you have an album with a title in mind that you think would win?
Absolutely, and it is Nancy Sinatra's "These Butts Are Made for Punching." Should have been.
Excellent. Ben Jones, we're coming to you next.
Oh, well, when I first saw this category, I was really excited because I know a lot about grandmas. But then, when you said it was about grannies, I don't know nothing about that. But I'm going to go. Dang it! I hope it's best album box, but I'm going with album title.
Okay. And do you have a title in mind? Do you have an album with a title?
Just Ben.
Okay, Just Ben. All right. So it's just like an acoustic folk cover kind of thing.
Yeah, it just might be me snoring or something.
All right. I'm gonna think of it as you in a cardigan. But Joel, what do we got here?
I actually don't know much about Grammys. I'm working on my PGOTs. I'm trying to get a Pulitzer first.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
To try and banging my head against the wall writing these listicles, but I think it's the best album box design. Because I can't understand why box sets would have like these intricate sort of like 3D stuff going on, unless they were, going for some sort of prize of some sort. I mean, album title, there's so many good album titles. There's, Chocolate Starfish and the hot dog flavored water. I think you would have heard if that would have won, and
sure.
I don't think it did.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Just before we continue, Chris Bachman wants to let you know that she would, in fact, buy and listen to Just Ben on repeat if and when you release it, when you inevitably release your album.
Yes.
But the truth of the matter is, the actual answer is best box design. So points go to Joel, who is just now tied for the lead. But I do have to give points for Just Ben because I also want that to come out. Although again, I prefer it as a folk album as opposed to just snoring. But but you do you. I can't tell you what to record for Just Ben.
I have a folksy snore.
Okay, good. Then your snore reminds people of just a single guitar. All right. Best concept album or best album notes? Joel, I'll come to you first.
I'm gonna say notes.
Notes?
I have albums that I really liked reading the notes. I'm assuming liner notes is what we mean here.
Yeah.
And I feel like concept album, like any album could be a concept album. Like, do you have to put a flag in the ground and say this is a concept album? So I feel like that would be a little too gray area for me. But I'm saying ban.
You said best album notes. All right. As a category that a person could win a fucking Grammy for. Shamarah, coming to you next.
Oh, well.
You want me to go to Ben first? Do you need more time? Okay.
I would like that.
Ben.
Well, I was going to go to best concert album until Joel absolutely sold me on album notes. So I'd like to go with album notes because I'm not sure if I know what concept means.
Okay. Sure. Now we have to go to you. We're out of other people.
We gotta go concept to break up the monotony. I just gotta say concept.
You gotta go concept to break up the monotony. Okay. Unfortunately for you, it's best album notes. So.
Wow.
Then points for Ben, points for Joel. Which
but
means
I was
now
different.
You're tied for second, but that's okay. Yeah, like Ben's no longer in the basement. It's getting real. It's getting real now. All right. Is best historical album, aka compilation album, or best historical recreation, aka new music in an old style, a category for the Grammys? Ben, I'll go to you first since you stole Joel's answer last time. Now I'm putting you on the spot.
Do you think I could do a shout out?
Of course you could do a shout out
to somebody in the chat to help me.
Sure.
Anybody that knows
Yeah. Wait, but before we continue, from the chat, I do want to point out that the Joy is specifically asking for points for being different. So I guess that means points for Shamarah, which means
you're a queen.
Ben's back in the basement again, just like that.
Well,
because
I don't want Joy as my shout out then. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like something else.
Well, I mean, okay, so Amy answered neither, which is not possible, but that's what you're gonna go with. Okay.
Hey, Amy knows what she's talking about. It's neither, and mark my word on this. Thank you, Amy.
And Joy wanted to apologize to you for putting you back in the basement. Okay, so Ben's gonna go with neither. Joel, what do you think?
It's got to be best hysterical recreation. I mean, that's what Weird Al wins for every year, right?
Yeah, that's also a typo, but
no. Okay. No.
That should be historical recreation, but I'll accept that as an answer.
Also, I just don't like compilation albums. I don't think they should deserve anything.
Okay.
You're just like cutting up, it's like leftovers. No, thank you.
All right, and Shamarah, what do you think?
Historical album all the way because leftovers are good for the environment and they help working mothers get by. So yes, leftovers all day. Best of albums, historical.
Okay, and Joy's going that way as well. So, Ben went with neither. Shamarah went with historical, and Joe went with recreation. The actual answer is best historical album compilation. So points to Shamarah, but also points to Joel for calling out Weird Al, and points to Ben.
Multi-Grammy Award winning.
Points to Ben for agreeing with a chat person, but remember, it only happens once. So, which keeps the points score relatively the same. All right, best ambient music album, meaning like a song, an album that's just like instrumental in there, like basically what you hear at the spa, or best surround sound album, which is an album that you just hear all around you if you have enough speakers for it. Shamarah, I'm going to you first. Which one of these do you think deserves the exact same Grammy as best rock album or best pop album or best album of the year? It's the same damn Grammy either way. Which one do you think deserves a Grammy?
Okay, I'm gonna go with ambient music.
Okay.
Because why would so much of it exist? But I want to share that I think the surround sound album that would win is just that sound that comes on at the beginning of DVDs from the 90s, like that.
You think that one is like the one at every year album if it is surround sound? Okay.
Yes, that's the Kirk Franklin of surround sound albums, but I'm going with ambient music album.
Okay. All right. Ben, what do you got? And I'm going to help you out here, Ben, in terms of giving you some chat answers.
Okay, thank you.
Joy is also going with ambient, and Amy is also going with ambient, and Shamarah's gone with ambient. What do you think it is?
I really like surround sound because alliteration, but before those two guys in the chat went with ambient, I was going to go with ambient, and I don't know if I trust them, so I'm going with surround sound.
Okay, all right.
No offense.
I mean, I think they are offended. I think chat is very offended right now. Joel, what do you got? Tell me, what do you got?
All right. So there was an album in the mid-'90s. I think it was Zyreka, it was called. It was by the Flaming Lips. It was 4 CDs, and you had to put them into 4 CD players to listen to it. I can't think of any reason they would have done that other than you had to like press play at the same time, and it would be coming out of all these places. I can't think of any reason to do that other than to win a Grammy.
Okay. So you're going with surround sound then?
I don't think it's right. I mean, ambient's the right answer, but
Wait.
but you're going. So which one are you going for? Which one do you go? What do you want to do?
Stay with me, Joel.
All right, Ben. I'm gonna stay with Ben. He's never done wrong my entire life.
Okay.
Not that Shamarah has, but
the actual answer is surround sound.
No!
So you made the right call.
Oh my goodness.
Points. Points to Ben
good.
and Joel. Which means Ben's out of the bottom again. So it's real close.
If anybody ever asks me about any advice about this show, I will tell them, do not listen to the chat.
Chat, are you going to take that? Are you going to take him talking shit about you
I
guys?
say it with love.
The chat has access to Google also.
It's true, they do. But you know what?
Not that they would.
Ben, it turns out chat agrees with you. Amy's saying never believe the chat. I think Joy is not appreciating it nearly as much. All right, so this last category isn't a category. It is a winner of a category. So here's this question. Which former president has won the spoken word category 3 times? The most for a former president winning this category. Joel, I'll go to you first.
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton. Okay. For what? I mean, I guess, who knows? He's probably got books. Ben, what do you think?
Actually, I was thinking Bill Clinton, but I don't trust Joel, so I'm going to say Barack Obama.
Barack Obama. Okay. Shamarah. Again, I will help you out this time. Again, who knows whether or not Chad is right. But Joy is saying Obama or Clinton.
Yeah,
but who knows? Amy's going with Al Gore. A very not confident Al Gore.
I was between those two, Bill and Clinton, because I'm like Barack. I know he's got at least one. He's got the 2 books, maybe for a speech. But Al Gore did The Inconvenient Truth.
But 3 times. Remember, this person won 3 times.
Al Gore also.
He couldn't have gotten 3. I'm gonna go Obama because he's got the podcast. I'm gonna go Obama.
Okay, so you went with Obama. Can you guys remind me of your answers again? Obama, and Clinton.
Obama. No,
I like Clinton.
And Joy pointing out Al Gore was only vice president. He's
technically he won the popular vote.
He did. Yeah. So, the actual answer is
it's JFK, isn't it?
It's Carter.
Ooh.
Jimmy Carter won 3 times. Obama won twice, and Michelle won once. So the Obamas are tied with Jimmy Carter, but Jimmy Carter himself won.
What did Jimmy do?
He wrote books. He wrote books and
He
he read
did
them.
peanut. He was a peanut farmer. You don't get Grammys for that.
Right, but you do if you say a bunch of words in a pretty way, and that's what he did.
He gave up his peanut farm.
That's what he did.
He gave it up.
All right, so nobody got it right, but just for fun, I'm giving points to Shamarah and Ben so that we are all tied up going into our final round. Because that makes it fun. Which brings us, or not our final round, our second to final round, which brings us to That's My Name, Wanna Fight About It. If you watched our show last time, you know what this category is. I will give you a ridiculous name, and then you will tell me what that person does for a living. These are all real names. I will show you pictures of the names and the people associated with them wherever possible. So we'll go to the first one. Shamarah, we're coming to you first, so just prepare yourself. We're going to you first. Arse Biscuits. What is this person famous for? What do they do? What's the life of Arse Biscuits like?
Arse Biscuits is a poet. He's a poet in a little town, like 4 towns out of London. Mm-hmm. Arce was born in Paris but moved to a little town outside of London and writes poems about that commute, about that journey.
Okay, all right. Ben, what do you think?
I think that
right?
I think he is a builder. Not a big builder, but builds chairs and well known for his furniture and stuff like that.
Okay. So a crafty type person.
Yeah.
Joel? I feel like this would be a thing that you would know.
Right. Well, Arse Biscuits he's a contender, really. He's in the butt punching circuit, I went to the show a few times. Famous, obviously, for his well padded backside.
Yeah.
Which is how he got the name.
Okay. The actual answer is that he is a general. So I feel like Joel gets the points for that because I feel like his answer is the closest to what this guy actually does. All right, Ben, we're coming to you next.
I'll say biscuit.
Dick Power. Ben, what do you know about Dick Power? Tell me everything you know about Dick Power.
This show is not long enough for me to go into that. Dick Power, I think he's a law enforcement person.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I believe so.
All right. Joel, what do you think?
All right, so he's actually Dick Power, as we all remember from the 80s. Was involved in the Iran-Contra stuff that was going on back then. So he was actually, I think, a lieutenant under Ollie North, and I'm assuming that would be under Ollie North. And he was selling arms.
Okay.
He's an arms salesman.
Joy is suggesting that perhaps he has a series of TV shows on the same channel. That's Dick Wolf. It's a very different Dick. But I believe that they're related. I don't think there's any way that Dick Power and Dick Wolf don't know each other. It's impossible for me to think that they don't. Shamarah, what do you think?
Yeah, Richard Power. You know what? I really think that Ben is right on the law enforcement train. I'm gonna go like cop energy.
Okay. All right. So you went with cop. You guys basically went with like law enforcement of some kind, And Joel,
He might be a sheriff. He might be a sheriff.
You went with Iran Contra.
He was a lieutenant. He was an arms salesman. Yes.
Okay.
To the Contras.
The actual answer is that he's a financial advisor. He doesn't look as Dick Power as I think that he should, but
I can see it.
But I feel like points go to Joel again on that one because I feel like Iran Contra and financial advisor are the closest.
Hold on. So, Dustin, I just want to mention this very photo that you've chosen shows that he's been on a mission since 2002. And that is law enforcement to me. Look.
All right.
A mission to sell
all right,
arms
you know
to
what?
the
All right,
Contras.
I'll give points to Shamarah for calling me out. That's what happens sometimes. Sometimes I need to get called out.
I'd like to say something too. If you take a look at him, you would never guess that he had anything to do with law enforcement, which would make him a perfect spy.
That's true.
All right. That's no more free points, except probably more free points. All right. Jolly roller coaster. Joel, who is Jolly Roller Coaster, and what are they known for?
All right. As you know, all Joels know each other.
Yeah.
And I get called Joel a good amount of the time, like way more than you think I would. So I actually know Joel Roller Coaster.
Because you guys go to meetings, yeah.
Yeah. The standard ones everybody goes to. And this Joel Roller Coaster is a life coach.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of been helping me along my mission to become the smartest person on the internet.
Right, and they're doing a great job. They're doing a great job.
Thank you, JRK.
Shamarah, coming to you next.
I have JoJo's number actually.
Oh, great.
She's in between roles at the moment, but she's in academia. She teaches.
Mm-hmm.
It's very distinguished to have the hyphenated last name, so I'm thinking like if there's a PhD, like she is an educator, a higher education person.
Okay. Chad, if you got any answers, let them know. If you want to screw them over and give them something intentionally wrong. So you're going with teacher.
Yeah.
Ben, coming to you now.
Joel. I think that Joel was one of the members of the Flying Codonas acrobat team that was in Germany and Switzerland, and she was like a high wire artist and also a trapeze person.
Okay, cool.
I'm pretty sure.
And Joy is going to go with famous sandwich maker, which is a very, very real possibility. The actual answer, guess what? Is a teacher at a university. Shamarah gets it.
Oh my god!
Because of course she knew all about this lady. You practically described this lady in your.
We talk. Yeah, that's so crazy. Yeah, we talk.
Yeah.
Wait, she's a pope?
Yes. On the side, she's a pope.
Yeah. Some late answers that came in is real estate agent, which, that's always a good guess in these kind of things because that's where most of them come from. Or the inventor of the modern day cigar roller, also very, very good. I think it's very possible that is also what she does when she's not.
I even
doing
called
whatever
the
she does.
PhD. Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Right. You know what? Extra. You get extra for that because you were so right. Destiny Hooker.
He's on Zoom.
Yeah. Ben, I'm going to come to you first. What do you know about Destiny Hooker?
I know Destiny Hooker very well.
I figured you would.
Yeah. She is a performer, and she also makes slats for beds. Slats. A woodworker.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Shamarah, coming to you next. What do you know about Destiny Hooker?
Destiny Hooker, she's running for office in a red state right now.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
she's like on the circuit, like she's trying to be like comptroller or like third selectman from the like something like that, but she's like working her way up.
Okay, Amy's gonna go with real estate agent again, doubling down on the real estate agent. Joel, what do you think?
Yeah, Destiny Hooker, I mean, it's right there in the name, right? Like, she's a performer, like Ben said, performs with a pole. Mm-hmm. She's a fisherwoman. She's on the pier a lot of times, you know, professionally catching fish, taking pictures with them, and selling them.
Okay. The actual answer is that she is a professional volleyball player, which means points go to Joel because she's an athlete. So
wow,
a fisher person,
yeah. Joel's running away with it. Joel's going to go with heart surgeon, which which was possible. It's not true, but we got one question left. One question left.
Pressure.
Speedweed.
Speedweed.
What can you guys tell me about speedweed, Shamarah? I'll come to you first. What do you know about speedweed?
Wait a minute.
And I bet all of you, I'll give you, all of you have probably seen speedweed's name before.
Yes. I have that sense. Okay. They're in the credits of a TV show that I watch. I think they're. Oh no! Do I need to know what they do? They're like a grip or a producer.
You can ballpark it. You're saying they're a producer.
Okay, they're in TV. They're in TV on credits.
Okay. All right. Ben, what do you think?
I think the same thing, but I wish that he was so weak.
Well, how do you know that Speed is a guy? What makes you inherently just assume
for one thing,
that Speed is a man? Well,
I've never known a girl named Speed, but I've known a guy named Speed.
You have.
He wasn't weed.
All right. All right. So you guys are both going with a TV personality of some kind. Joel, what are you going with?
Gardner.
Okay.
Yeah.
The actual answer. It turns out Shamarah was right.
Wait,
he's a co-producer of I think that's SVU, right? Ice-T is an SVU?
Yes, so, with Craven and Ice-T.
Yeah. So points go to Shamarah. Points go to Ben as well, but extra points go to Shamarah because I feel like Shamarah gave Ben that answer. So
how mad is Speed going to be that with all the co-producer credit he ended up being called a grip?
Yeah. Chat would have led you astray. Chat went with Tour de Force and Gaffer, neither of which are what Speedweed does.
Shout out to Speedweed!
Yeah, which brings us to our final round. Technically, according to the rules, Ben should be eliminated at this point. But the way the rules work is if the person in third place gets the answer correct exactly, then they can win. But the other two folks just have to get closest to it. So the question is, will Ben pull it out of nowhere, from nowhere? Will Joel repeat, or will Shamarah finally get her revenge and be the smartest person on the internet? Here we go. Going into our final question. Let me play the dramatic music.
I would like to say thank you for giving me this opportunity.
All right.
Another job interview.
We all have a moon. We have our favorite moon called the moon. But there are other moons in our solar system. How many moons are there in our solar system? In addition to our just moon. Like, including our moon and all of the other moons surrounding all the planets. How many are there? Joel, as a defending champion, I will come to you first.
All right. So I'm assuming, this being a semi-comedic venture that you're running here, you're talking about like people dropping their pants and.
Yeah. Yes. How many people moon on an everyday basis?
Sure.
How many celestial bodies are there?
Oh, you're gonna change the question now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's my answer. All right. It's gotta be like 42.
42? Okay. Joel is going to go
Yeah.
with 42. Shamarah, what do you think?
Okay. I have some knowledge of this. I want to strategically say 125. I want to say higher, but I'm going to say 125.
Okay. Ben, I'm coming to you next. I will help you out by giving you some of the answers from chat.
Okay.
Joy is saying 57. And
5.
Amy is saying 200. Very different answers. Remember, for you, you need to hit it exactly on the nose. Otherwise,
you're
one
in-
of these two win.
You're asking how many moons are there in our solar
In
system?
our solar system.
Well, I just want to say that I do not know, and I enjoyed being on the show, but this is my qualified guess. Because they went so low, I was going to go millions, but now
Okay.
I'll go 234.
234. Okay.
Let's do some math.
And yeah, the Velvet Duke was suggesting to guess $1. Although it's not press the right, but it's always a good choice. It's always a good choice. Joy said 5. Oh, Joy said 5. Joy said 5, not
57.
not 57. Sorry, I misread that. So, what is the real answer? Reminding everybody of whatever each person said again. Joel said 42. Shamarah said 125. And Ben said 234. The actual answer is 171. Which means Shamarah is in fact our winner. Shamarah got it. And is now the smartest person on the internet for the next 2 weeks. Good job. Excellent job. It's 171. I am very happy for how happy you are to have won.
Yes.
Joel,
Thank you so much. I needed this. I needed it. I needed it this week.
Wow.
and here's the thing, Shamarah. We're gonna have to take. We're taking a little break from doing the show for the summer, which means technically you're probably the smartest person on the internet for the summer. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, March Shamarah Summer.
yeah. So feel free to quote that as many times as humanly possible. The chat is very happy for you. We have Velvet Duke saying yes. Joy Masters clapping. Amy saying woohoo. And, your prize is one of the moons.
Yes.
You know what? Whatever moon you can get to, that's your moon. That's the rule. You just you just claim it, and it's your moon. Congratulations. Now that that's about the end of our show, I want to make sure people know where they can find out more about you guys as soon as I bring the right camera up. So we'll end on our champion. So Joel, where can people find out more about what you have going on?
I mean, if you want to see a website that I haven't updated in 6 years, you can go to homeworkparty.com.
Cool. That sounds like a good selling point for it.
And if you want to see a website I haven't uploaded or updated in like 12 years, you can go to joelshaughnessy.com.
Okay.
Both of which I still pay for some reason.
Yeah. And I hear tell that you may be coming to visit us folks in New York.
Yes, I'll be in New York in like a week and a half with my family doing a quick trip up there to see a concert that got canceled 2 years ago.
All right. Ben Jones, where can people find out more about what's going on with you?
I'm on Facebook, Benjamin Jones. I do shows through the Armory at the Tank Theater. We're finishing up our season, and hopefully The name of my team is Phone Tag. They have a show June the 10th, I believe, at June the 3rd. Yeah, June the 10th at 9:30 at the Tank Theater. They're really good. All the shows are good there. And thank you so much for having me. I had a good time, even though I was a dismal failure.
You were not. You were an excellent competitor, but Shamarah, you were our best competitor. Oh, and before we find out where we can find more about you, like and subscribe quickly. I keep forgetting to tell everybody that, but like and subscribe. It helps us a whole ton. Please do so and let other people know about it. We had some new folks in the chat. Please like and subscribe. It makes it so much fun to find out about more of our shows because we have other shows in addition to this one. Now, Shamarah, sorry about that. I did my whole little thing. Where can people find out more about you?
Well, first, I just want to say congrats and thank you so much to the other contenders. I know that I had a big victory lap. That's more just because it's been a rough week. But thank you. This has been such a great show. Everybody did great. It's a joint effort. It's not. I wanted to also say, you can find me on Instagram at Shamarah_, the little score underneath. And you can find, if you go where the wind blows, you can find me. Okay. But go to Instagram. Instagram is where I'll tell you where you can find me in the future.
All right.
And in the meantime, I'll be the smartest person on the internet all summer.
Yeah, you're telling everybody who will listen. Everybody who will listen. That's great. Well, thank you to all the folks who were watching, and thank you to all of our contestants. You were all amazing. And that brings us to the end of our show. So everybody, again, one more round of applause for Shamarah for being the smartest person on the internet. One more round of applause for all of our competitors. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you again probably like in the fall, but please check out our other sister shows, the Super Important Show, every Monday except this upcoming one because of the Memorial Holiday. And have a good night. Bye.